What's up everyone, welcome to this video. So if you've done any sport or if you do any sport where you have to go overhead in anything, whether that's CrossFit or any form of lifting or swimming or gymnastics or even tennis or even golf, you probably have had some shoulder problems or you've experienced some shoulder pain, discomfort or limit in mobility. And in this video, I'm going to try and help you. So there's 5 things I would advise anyone to do, 5 movements, 5 exercises I would advise you to do if you are experiencing any shoulder problems, and even before or afterwards. It's kind of a good rehab and prehab, and it's just good to maintain stability and strength throughout any movement with your shoulders. Because our shoulder blades, our shoulders is such a versatile joint, can move in almost any direction, and externally rotate and move around, internally rotate, move around in all kinds of planes. It is very susceptible to injury and susceptible to moving incorrectly. So the first one we're going to do is a dead hang. Now a dead hang is you literally just hang from a bar, a pull-up bar, with very, very little tension or very little muscular activation in your body. The only muscle activation you will have is pretty much in your forearms, not forearms, forearms and your core and maybe a little bit of your hip flexors. But apart from that, your entire body is trying to relax as much as possible, especially your shoulders. So we're going to do that one first, and then we're going to move on to the rest. So what I want you to really focus on while doing the dead hang is full hand grip on the bar. I want you to relax throughout your shoulders, and from your core, I want you to keep not super tight. Don't want you to do an L-sit, but I do want you to have your feet in front of your hips, and I want you to control as much as possible not having a swing. What I would advise is you do 3 sets of max dead hang. So if you can do a minute, 45 seconds steady, this will eventually get longer and longer up until the point where you get to about 5 minutes accumulated over maybe 3 or 5 sets. Okay, and the next movement we're going to go through is the scapular pull-ups. So it's again from the pull-up bar. You're pretty much dead hanging, and then you're activating your scapulas, doing a very, very tiny pull-up with just your scapula, which is your shoulder blades. So your arms stay locked out. You do not use your arms, your biceps or anything like that. It's literally just trying to move your scapula a little bit at a time. It's a small movement, and very often it feels like you're not doing it correctly. As long as you're moving up and down maybe an inch, maybe 3, you are doing it correctly. That movement size will get bigger the more strength and stability you gain in your scapula. So as you can see, I maintain the same principles I do in the dead hang, which is staying tight in the core, keeping your feet in front of your hips slightly, and it's literally a very small movement in your shoulder blades. Now the third movement we're going to cover is similar to the scapular pull-up. It's just the scapular press-up. Same things stay important. So keeping the arms locked out, moving only in your shoulder blades, keeping your core activated, and staying in pretty much the push-up / plank position, and then just moving those shoulder blades. So as you can see, I'm down low on the floor, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Both the scapular pull-up and the scapular press-up should be done in, again, 3 sets of about 15 to 20 reps, and hopefully eventually you accumulate to maybe where you can do 5 sets of quite a large number of reps. These aren't very taxing movements, but it is very, very, very good for our shoulder stability and strength. The next 2 parts we're going to do is a little bit more mobile and a little bit more exciting. You are going to need some equipment for this. One is a kettlebell, and we'll get to the next or the last component that we need when we get to that point. I've got a little bit of a money saver for you there, so if you want to see that and save some money, stick around to the end. For now, what we're going to do is called the bottoms up kettlebell press, the BUKB. So it's literally what it says, keeping the kettlebell pointing up, the bottom of the kettlebell pointing up. Now you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can do it seated, you can do it kneeling, you can do it normally standing. I actually I prefer doing it in a split jerk stance position. That way it kind of translates over into my split jerk, just gets me used to the split jerk position, and it gives me that stability overhead while in the split jerk as well. Very often what I find anyway is I can be fine stable when I'm seated or normal standing, but as soon as I go into the split jerk position, I lose my balance, I lose my stability, and that is why I do it this way. But you can do it whichever. I would definitely advise staying very, very light. I started out on an 8 kilogram kettlebell. This is currently a 12. Can do it heavier, but you really do not need to. It is purely a stability exercise. It's not a strength builder, it is for stability alone. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just move the camera to a point where you can actually see my entire body in the position, and then I'll cover the movements as I go through it. Now, as you do these, there are a couple of things you have to be aware of. One, keep your elbow at about a 45-degree angle from your body. We do not want them flared out to the side, and we do not want them straight on. This does a couple of things. It is usually in your safest, your healthiest way of moving your shoulder is about 45-degree angle. Differs slightly from person to person, but 45-degree is a safe average. And secondly, what it does, it also translates really well into other movements, especially if you're doing CrossFit or Olympic weightlifting. Since you're not doing a clean and jerk with your arms straight out at 90 degrees or straight front, it is usually about 45-degree angle. Secondly, it is very important that you actually move the kettlebell and your arm the full range of motion. You want the kettlebell to come down to about eye level, and you really want to push up all the way up until your arm touches your ear without tilting your head to the side. You really want to push your arm to your ear. That way you're activating your scapula, that last little bit up as well, and that is where you really get the bang for buck with this movement. As you would have seen, I did both arms and I stuck to my same split jerk stance. I didn't change legs because that is just the way I do my split jerk. Right foot forward, left foot back. You can change if you want to, if you feel like it. If you're not interested in weightlifting, or if you're not watching this for weightlifting, then do it standing, seated on a bench. It doesn't really matter. Kneeling, half kneeling, it's completely up to you. Another last and probably the most important exercise or set of exercises, actually, it's not really just one exercise that we'll cover, is crossover symmetry. Now, crossover symmetry is very, very expensive. It is essentially a bunch of bands like this with varying different weights, and then a handle at the end attached to wall in different locations, knee height and eye height usually. Those are the two most important anyway. And you do a couple of movements with that. Now, like I said, crossover symmetry is very expensive, and this is where the little money saver comes in for you guys. I'll put it up on the screen. Essentially, what you can do is you can buy 2 sets. So on Amazon, these sets come in single sides, so single, one of each strength. But if you buy 2, you get a couple of extra handles, and you can use it as the same as crossover symmetry. It works out at about, I don't know, maybe 10% of the price of crossover symmetry. So I'll put it in the description and have the thing up on the screen somewhere so you can actually see that. There is a couple of movements. I will quickly name them. It's called the Archer, Pull Down, Tiger Walk, Y negative, Snow Angel, Bear Hug, and HATYT. The crossover symmetry actually comes out with a little pamphlet thing, that like a little thing you put on the wall that shows you everything for the Iron Scap protocol, which is what we're covering now. I'm not going to show that just for copyright. I have no idea if it's copyrighted, but I kind of feel like it's unfair. I'm already giving you a cheaper option. So go on Google, it is on there. It's easy to find, so check it out. You can also follow along with some of the stuff that I'll be showing here right now. So let's get to it. So as you would have seen, I'm a little bit out of breath. So as you would have seen doing that, there was different weights essentially that you use. It's pretty much just heavy and light for the scapula, the iron scap protocol. The pamphlet does actually say, it does tell you how to do it, what weight to use, time wise, reps, and it literally gives you everything you need. So it's very easy to follow. If you would like me to cover other body parts like the hip or the knee or anything like this, or if you have any specific shoulder or any specific injury that you would like me to help you with, please let me know down in the comment section. You can always contact me on Instagram. The links are all in the description, and maybe I can either make a video or we can be in contact and I can help you out some shape or form. If it did help you, please do smash the like button, share the video with anyone you might know that potentially has any shoulder problems. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.